Hello and welcome back to Rapid MMA. I hope everyone enjoyed UFC 193 in all its glory, and I'm definitely not talking about Stefan Struve versus Jared Roshold. In this video, I'll briefly break down UFC The Ultimate Fighter Latin America 2 finale, Neil Magny versus Kelvin Gastelum, which takes place this weekend. As always, please leave a comment below with your thoughts, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Let's start with Kelvin Gastelum. The first thing to note is he's a southpaw, and a pretty effective one at that. He knows that he needs to win the footwork battle, keeping his right foot outside his opponents to get inside and throw that left straight, something that worked very effectively against Nico Basuke, and also his left kick to the body. These are the tools that you want to use being a southpaw against an orthodox striker. He has heavy hands, but he's also an effective grappler. He likes to pressure forward and bring the fight to his opponent, but sometimes has trouble getting inside the reach of his opponents. Again, Nico being one of them, but also Tyron Woodley. Not that Tyron has a crazy reach or anything, but his stance was very wide and he kept backing up looking for that straight right as he always does. Kelvin had a lot of trouble dealing with that style. He shouldn't have those same issues against Magny as much. I'd have to think Kelvin is fairly used to fighting guys that are taller than him at this point. Kelvin is also an effective wrestler and would give him the edge against Magny. He really is the bigger guy, although not as tall, but he's a strong, compact guy with a wrestling background. In the clinch and on the ground, Kelvin should be able to smother Magny and keep dominant position. I think if Kelvin wants to win this fight, he should drag it to the ground. For Neil Magny, he's definitely a dark horse in the division, an active dark horse, but he hasn't been able to get that big win to break into contendership. Personally, I think Magny is great. He uses a lot of movement, both head and foot. He uses his range pretty effectively, much better than Stefan Struve does at least. And to top it off, great cardio. Probably his main weakness would be the ground game, and sometimes he gets caught up against the fence moving straight backwards, but overall, he's a good matchup for Kelvin. He's going to need to use a lot of movement and angles against Kelvin to keep him on the outside. He doesn't want to allow Kelvin to get inside to land because I think he has much more power than Magny. It's a pretty common styles matchup, but basically it comes down to who brings the better game plan. I'd also wait until weigh-ins to see how everything turns out before making a decision. As we know, Kelvin has had those weight issues, so my pick is Kelvin Gastelum via decision, but could sway either way. I don't see a finish from either side, and that's my pick for the main event happening this weekend, Saturday, November 21st. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.